Many are worried that NFTs could be heading straight for a bear market. So today I'll be going over the current state of the NFT market, and I'll be giving you my ultimate NFT bear market strategy. I'm Devin Cook, let's talk about NFTs, and welcome back to Dev Money. So for starters, we gotta look at some stats, and a great place to start is on OpenSea. And we're just gonna go through a couple different projects real quick, like the Bored Ape Yacht Club you can see right here. Current floor price about 87.99, and you can see the total activity right now. You can see that we are trending upwards, and we've seen this massive jump actually in just the last couple of days on Bored Ape Yacht Club, so that is a really good thing to see. But the floor price is down from its peak of about 120 Ethereum over the last couple of weeks. And then there's Doodles with a 12.5 Ethereum floor price, and when you look at their activity over the last couple of weeks, pretty much it's just trading sideways. We're not seeing a lot of movement. We are seeing some more peaks and some more valleys, but overall we're pretty much at equilibrium with Doodles. World of Women is at an 8.8 Ethereum floor price, and we are seeing some upward movement right here, but we have seen some recent decreases over the last couple of days. And VFriends is performing much the same as Doodles. We're seeing a 12.8 Ethereum floor price and also a lot of sideways trading. We are seeing some increases and decreases, but not a lot of upward momentum. And then there's Cool Cats, which has seen quite the decline lately. We have an 8.75 current Ethereum floor price, but when you look at the activity over the last couple of days, we did see a massive decrease on the 23rd in terms of the average price for this project. Now to get a bit more info, let's look at the price floors for some projects as well over time. So with the Bored Ape Yacht Club, we did see this peak early February at about 118, almost 120 Ethereum floor price. But ever since then, we've just been rotating downwards, and right now we're at about this 88 Ethereum floor price, much lower than the 118 we saw earlier this month. Doodles also did come off of its peak floor price earlier this month of 16.2 Ethereum, and we saw this massive decrease right here where we saw this valley of around 10 Ethereum, but we have had some recovery right here, and now we're sitting at that 12.5 Ethereum mark. And VFriends is an interesting one when you look at the 30-day data, because we actually started off lower at about 11.5 Ethereum versus right now we're at about 12.8 Ethereum. So we have trended upwards over the last month, which is not what you're seeing with all projects. And Mutant Ape Yacht Club has followed basically the same trajectory as Bored Ape Yacht Club. We did see this massive peak here at the start of the month at about 26 Ethereum, but now we're sitting at about 18 Ethereum, and the low was about 15 Ethereum. And CloneX Avatars from Artifact has seen a bit of price movement, but not very much. We did see a peak this month of about 17.9 Ethereum, almost 18 Ethereum, but right now we're trading at about 14 Ethereum, so we did see a slight correction, but nothing too crazy. Cool Cats is one of the projects I'm actually the most surprised by, because we saw this peak here earlier this month of about 16 Ethereum, but we basically lost 50% of that floor price, because right now we're sitting at about 8.75 Ethereum, and we even saw a low of 7.3 Ethereum. Deadfellas has also come off of its peak of about 4.5 Ethereum down to 3 Ethereum. Cyberkong's VX has also come down from 3.6 down to 2.1, and even saw us go below 2 Ethereum down to about 1.92. Lazy Lions is down from 2.8 Ethereum all the way down to 1.65 Ethereum right now, and we did see this valley of about 1.3 Ethereum earlier this month as well. And Cryptodes is also down. They hit 3.75 Ethereum earlier this month, but now we're at about 2.05 Ethereum. And then when you look at the OpenSea data, we can see in terms of daily volume that we are trending downwards by a significant amount. Earlier this month, we were seeing daily volume in the $200 million ranges, but right now in the last couple of days, we've even been seeing it drop below $100 million per day in total volume. And when you look at the monthly volume, it's gonna be almost impossible, in my opinion, for February to match January's numbers, because for one, January was just a massive month. We saw $4.95 billion in total volume, almost hitting that $5 billion mark. And do keep in mind that we have 3 days less in February than we do in January, but even still right now, we're only at about $3.3 billion. So I don't really see us making up another $1.7 billion in the next 2 or 3 days. Probably just not very likely, especially when you look at these daily numbers that we're seeing. Under 100 million, it's just not gonna happen. But one interesting data point to look at is the OpenSea monthly active traders in Ethereum. And you can see when you compare February to January, we're only about 50,000 users short of where we were in January, which shows me that we have basically the same amount of users using OpenSea and trading NFTs. They're just spending on average less money. So in the aggregate, we are seeing a decline in total sales, total volume, and NFT floor prices pretty much across the board. However, I'm not really surprised by this, because when you look at the crypto markets, they're also rotating downwards as well. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, Solana, and pretty much every other crypto is also underperforming. But this can also make sense when you look at the stock market, which has been seeing a ton of red lately. January was the worst performing month that the stock market has seen since 2009. decline. The Dow Jones is down 8.7% from its all-time high. The New York Stock Exchange is down 10.1%. The Nasdaq is down 16.3%, and the Russell is down 18.9%. And that officially puts us in a stock market correction since most indexes are down about 10%. If the markets were down 20%, then that would indicate a bear market, but we're not quite there yet, although small cap stocks are getting pretty close. So why is this all happening? Why are stocks, crypto, and NFTs all trending down? Well, there are primarily three reasons, and number one is probably pretty obvious to a lot of people, and it's just the conflict that we're having right now in Europe. Whenever there are geopolitical conflicts like we're seeing right now, you're gonna see the markets underperforming a little bit, especially at the start. And this is because there's a lot of uncertainty in the markets and investors want to protect their investments, and so they're gonna lean away from something as risky as crypto and NFTs. And then the second reason we're seeing so much red is a lot of people are concerned about the Fed meeting on March 16th. People are worried about how many rate hikes we're gonna see throughout this entire year and how much the Fed is gonna increase rates at that March meeting. So in general, investors are moving away from risk-on assets and moving their liquidity somewhere else where it's a bit more safe, which is exactly why we've lost some momentum in the crypto and NFT market. There's just not as much money being poured into those sectors. Although I will point out that the NFT market doesn't appear to have been hit as hard as the crypto and stock markets have been, at least in my opinion. And a big reason for that is NFTs are much more illiquid than stocks and crypto. With stocks and crypto, you can pretty much sell or buy anytime, any second, whenever you want. But if you have an NFT, it can be a lot harder to sell. If you do have an NFT within a popular collection and you price it appropriately and maybe you even price it really aggressively, then you can plan on that NFT selling reasonably quickly, but still it's not gonna be as fast as selling crypto and stocks, which is definitely helpful in the sense that it's provided a hedge against more downward price movement in the NFT market. And I still believe that regardless of what happens right now or in the next couple of weeks, NFTs are still gonna be around for the long term, but what happens in the short term is a lot harder to predict. My opinion is that we're not quite in an NFT bear market yet, but if we do enter a bear market for NFTs, there are three main strategies that you should be aware of. The first strategy is to come up with a few preferred projects and target prices within those projects, so that if we do see massive decreases in the NFT market, you'll know at what point you're gonna buy into those projects. Because in the situation where we do enter a NFT bear market, what does that mean? It means everything is on sale. Now, that doesn't automatically mean that every NFT is going to be a good buy, even if they are trading at 52-week lows. However, I do think that if we enter an NFT bear market, there's going to be some massive buying opportunities, and if you miss out on those, then you could be missing out on a huge return on your investment. So decide right now which projects you're most interested in and at what prices that you would buy into those projects and how many NFTs you would be buying. For example, if Doodles hit a 5 Ethereum floor price, would that be attractive enough for you to buy into the project? What about if Bored Apes hit 65 Ethereum or Cool Cats hit 3 Ethereum? Or what if World of Women hit 1 Ethereum? These are all scenarios you need to think through, because with investing, you're much better off planning ahead than just making decisions based upon your emotions. And when you are making these decisions, my strategy is to focus on the more well-known, more established projects, because those are the projects that are probably going to rebound quicker should we enter an NFT bear market. Now, the second strategy is to focus on NFTs that have a lot of utility or some very unique utility. If we enter a bear market, I'm betting that investors are going to start leaning away from NFT collections that are just vibes only, and they're going to start going towards the NFT projects that have a lot of utility. And one of the reasons is because if the NFT market is not just all green, if we're not seeing crazy price appreciation for a lot of good projects, then investors are going to be much more choosy with the projects that they're buying into. So choosing NFT projects and focusing on those that have great underlying utility is a great way to protect your portfolio against too many losses. And the third strategy is to focus on a specific sector within NFTs, so you're not spreading yourself too thin trying to buy into basically every sector of NFTs that you can. Maybe you want to focus on virtual land, play to earn games, 3D art, event-based NFTs, music NFTs, etc., etc. There's a bunch of different options. Choose whatever genre of NFTs are most exciting and most appealing to you, and then become an expert in that specific area. Because in my opinion, it's better to be extremely knowledgeable about one sector, like play to earn gaming, for example, or virtual land, than to try and have just general knowledge about everything. Let me know what you think, and thanks for watching.